and welcome to the Serbian Orthodox Church Setting, Arhangel Mihailo. Boa tarde, boa vida. Dobar dan I dobrodošli. Today we gather to celebrate multiculturalism. The multiculturalism can have many forms. One is superficial, and we call it in sociology 4Ds of multiculturalism: the dress, dance, dialect, and diet. Theater is a specific kind of theater in which ordinary people are directors and actors.
Akcioni teatar je teatar u kome reditelj...
Mi ćemo sada s njima da pričamo o njihovom teatru, o pozorištu koji su oni u stvari razvili kao način na koji mogu da prenesu iskustva nama drugima. Pozorište koje su razvili zove se Action Theater, o tome ćemo da pričamo. Znači o njihovom pozorištu. I just want to introduce Miss Kathrin Turner here. She is here from Ryerson University. She is a trainer, writer, and facilitator of the Interpersonal Skill Teaching Center at Ryerson University. Did I introduce you right?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay.
O Carlos Teixeira é natural dos Açores, ok? Sabe disso?
Rođen u Azorima. Professor Teixeira has many compatriots among Portuguese women who are today with us and who are also from the Azores.
Ima mnogo njih žena, gospođa Portugalije koji su iz istog mesta odakle i
By inviting Professor Teixeira to this gathering today, we try to create the atmosphere of warmth, friendliness, and to feel almost like a big family connected with the mutual European heritage. Gentrifikacija znači, na engleskom jeziku skoro ne može se prevede na srpski, to znači kad počinju bogataši da ulaze u siromašne delove grada, da ga oni da preuzimaju, kupuju jeftine kuće, prepravljaju ih, i ceo taj deo grada odjednom postaje mesto siromašnih, sirotinja polako odlazi. To znači oni preuzimaju donje delove grada i on je lepo opisao kako to rade bogataši Kanađani sa portugalskim siromašnim krajevima. To samo da razumete, ja volim da čitam te njegove razloge. So among his and mine absolute favorite is his role in recognition of the Kensington market as the National Historic Site.
Njegova osnovna tema je
moja i njegova najomiljenija stvar, njegove, ne tema, najomiljenija naša je njegova uloga u tome što je uspeo da se Kensington Market proglasi za mesto od istorijskog značaja u Kanadi. Kensington Market je proglašen kao mesto od nacionalnog značaja.
Thank you. Good afternoon. After a long trip from Vancouver, I'm still alive.
Yeah, yes, I said to him, if you survive and I survive, we're gonna talk. And then he's saying, on kaže da, ja kažem, ako on preživi, ako ja preživim šta sam ja imala, a ako on preživi put iz Vancouvera, onda ćemo se sresti. On kaže, evo, preživao sam.
Ricardo, depois de uma longa viagem, desde Vancouver até aqui, ao qual sobrevivi, estou aqui.
It's close to 1 p.m. It's almost 1 p.m. in BC. This is a great country. We are here to talk about multiculturalism. We are one of the greatest countries in this planet, but also, geographically speaking, it's a huge country. And every time I travel, I see how big we are as a country.
You have to adjust your watch.
I am delighted to be here. She has been so persistent throughout the years. We are friends for a long time. He said, Carlos, you have written extensively on immigrants. Please come to my community. Your community is our community. That's what you said. We are a multicultural country, so I am delighted to have members from the country where I was born and people from the other side of Europe. And we are all Europeans, as you know. We are entitled to 2 passports. In fact, we speak the same language. Multiculturalism, and China mentioned that at the beginning. Sorry, she mentioned that. What is multiculturalism? Multiculturalism, that policy, simply encourages us to keep our mother tongue, our religion, our traditions, our culture, our folklore. So the policy of multiculturalism is unique. You know, we have only a small number of countries in the world that have adopted it. Another country, which I admire a lot, is, for example, Australia. So it's a good policy that gives us this opportunity to be who we are, and at the same time to participate in the social, cultural, and political life of this country of ours, which is Canada. Canadians, all English Canadians, they were built by all of us. And the article is so interesting that I have to stop because they have to translate in a few seconds. Toronto is today the most multicultural city, and that's sort of the point. It's a city built by all of us, including Serbians and Portuguese from the mainland, Madeira, the Azores, etc. And from all over.
Vietnam.
And Vietnam too.
Yeah.
And certainly,
On kaže, u Torontu je u stvari glavni izvor multikulturalizma. Jer 1/3 ljudi koji su ovde došli
on this idea, the second subtitle in this book is Toronto is a gathering place of more than 100 languages. Fully half of its population was born outside Canada. In other words, in the world within a city, in the most multicultural city. I am teaching at the University of British Columbia, one of the best universities in Canada, and I don't give a damn if sometimes I don't pronounce well the names. Don't be afraid, you know.
You're cute though, it's okay.
That's okay. That's what I am telling you. So my message is, you don't have to face the students as I do, but my message is, try your best to learn a little bit English to communicate. Because as you see, it's extremely important for us to keep our mother tongue. Whether it's Serbian language or it's the Portuguese language, but you need a small bridge to communicate with the others. Okay? So it's extremely important to learn a little bit of English, but don't give up on your mother tongue. Don't tell your sons and daughters, stop speaking Serbian or Portuguese or Spanish or Italian or Vietnamese. No, don't do that. It's important. Toronto, unique. That's what makes Montreal unique. That's what makes Vancouver unique. What we call the MTV. Has nothing to do with the show. MTV means Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver. These three cities alone received approximately 2/3 of all immigrants arriving in this country. And when we go overseas and we talk about Canada, the first thing people ask me, where do you come from? It's Montreal, Toronto, or Vancouver. But there are other small cities. There are other small cities with important numbers of immigrants. Going back to Toronto, I would like to add that Toronto is, in fact, the world in a city. Toronto is the world in a city. Okay? This magazine was following me. So, at the beginning we talk about the diversity, and at the end of the book, I can read the neighborhoods of Greater Toronto. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. And again, we have the most important and the most well-known ethnic neighborhoods in Toronto. Okay? So Toronto tries to sell itself, not because of the CN Tower, is because of its people. That's the most important thing this city has, is the richness, is the diversity of its people and of its neighborhoods. And this is one aspect that always fascinated me because I am an urban social geographer. I became interested in the structure and the evolution of ethnic neighborhoods. Who was the first Serbian to arrive or the first Portuguese to arrive? The first grocery store, the first church, the first club, the first association. Who were the first ones to move?